Okay, so for today, you're going to be heading to the Thursday folder, and the Thursday and the Friday folder are together. And you will see in this folder, you'll see my instructions right here, but you'll see the final assignment that you're going to be turning in for this project. And so it's going to be due on Friday, April 24th, which is tomorrow at midnight. And I have moved the project instructions and the example project into here. But essentially, you're going to be opening up Google Slides. You're going to be making a presentation about the conflict that you have. And so there's an example project here that you can kind of use as your template as to what you should have on each slide. But I'm going to open up the link to the project instructions right now. I'm going to kind of show you what you need to have. And so here you'll see the overview of the project. You're going to introduce the project. You're going to identify what states are involved, what nations are involved, and then how is this connected to colonialism. I missed this, but in the introduction, you're going to give an overview, but you're also going to give at least 3 events that led to the conflict. Then you're going to have a media research slide, and you're going to find either one news article, one image, one song, poem, or video that represents each side. So you need to have at least 2, unless your conflict has more than 2 sides. Then you're going to recommend what do you think should be done to resolve this. So the grading is going to take place down here. As you'll notice, my grading is 25 points. The one that is copy and pasted right here looks like it's 45 points, but it's actually 25. However, the rubric has stayed the same. Everything has just pretty much got cut in half. So your introduction slides, you're going to include a summary of the conflict, including a timeline of at least 3 key events. You're going to summarize, your summary should be concise and well written. Then you're going to include a map. This could either be on your summary slide, your introduction slide, or it could be on a separate slide. It might make sense to just put it on a separate slide. It's not extra work to have it on a separate slide. And then you're going to have an identification slide. This most likely will just be one slide, but you can use the research that you did in your initial research assignment. And depending on how well you wrote it in that, you might just copy and paste what the sides are and the relationship to colonialism. Then you're going to research the slide, or you're going to have a research slide. That's where you're going to go out and you're going to find perspectives or things that were linked to both sides. I'll show you some examples of that. And then you're going to have a recommendation slide. The other points at the bottom here are based on your writing, your mechanics, your visuals, that you have proofread it, that it makes sense. Just a reminder, anything that is copy and pasted from the internet or anywhere else does not count in your presentation. So if you have a beautiful slide that's an overview, but it is just copy and pasted from Wikipedia, you will not get the points for the overview slide. So here's a timeline of events, and that is what we've been doing this week. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to go show you the example project. So this is the example project. You're going to want to have a title slide. So that doesn't necessarily give you any points, but you're going to want to have a title slide that tells me who you are and also what your topic is. So for this topic, this is the topic of border conflict in Northern Ireland between Protestants and Catholics in Northern Ireland, particularly in cities like Belfast. Introductions, you're going to have a paragraph introducing the topic. So the Troubles is a name given to a series of violent conflicts that occurred in Northern Ireland from the 1960s until 1998. The conflicts were between 2 major groups, so just an overview of the topic. And once again, you can use some of your research that you've already done to write that. Then a map. And so in this case, the map is right here, and then put a circle around the place. So you could do that. You can easily insert an image or a shape in Google Slides where you can point out either an arrow or a circle around where that border conflict actually took place. Here's a little caption. And then the timeline of events, you need to have at least 3. This slide has 5, because there's 5 key events that kind of lead up to the conflict and then resolve the conflict. The identification slide, here are the states involved, here are the nations involved. So the difference here is these are the countries involved. So 2 countries involved would be the United Kingdom and the Republic of Ireland. So Northern Ireland's part of the United Kingdom, and the Republic of Ireland is what we think of when we think of Ireland. But then also the nations involved. So these are the groups of people that see themselves as distinct. We have the English, we have the Irish, and the Northern Irish people who are actually part of the United Kingdom along with the English, but they see themselves still as Irish and they want to break away from the United Kingdom. Connection to colonialism. England colonized Ireland in the 1600s, and this led to the separation of Protestants and Protestants and Catholics, and so a lot of these border conflicts have a connection to colonialism. Okay, so this is the hard part, the media research, the perspective. This is a picture that shows the loyalist perspective. So they are pro United Kingdom. They want to stay with the United Kingdom, and this is a mural. A lot of in Northern Ireland, there's lots of murals on the walls and buildings that show different perspectives in different parts of the city. And the murals that are in different parts of the city kind of represent who kind of has control of that part of the city. And so in this case, the media research, what they decided to use was a mural. And then this shows the other side. Okay, so you can use images, you can use news articles, you can have links to news articles that show a particular perspective. You could have a song that maybe represents a perspective. So it might, a Google search might help you with that. And then recommendation. My recommendation would be for the United Kingdom to pass laws that specifically prevent discrimination against Catholics, to show that they would be willing to change their ways to keep the people of Northern Ireland happy as part of the United Kingdom, and then explain why that would work. All right, so that is the project. You create your slides, you submit it here, and that is your assignment for the next 2 days. All right, have a good Thursday.